If Oscar got it right, with Scott the host, 1994 edition.
Yes, hello, my name is Scott, and welcome to the first segment of If Oscar Got It Right. That's right, If Oscar Got It Right. Filmed here at the DSP Studios, and welcome to 1994 Best Picture. The film that won Best Picture of that year was, of course, Forrest Gump. A film starring Tom Hanks about a simple-minded man who goes through 3 decades of life and his own simple rules in life. Very funny. It's a comedy drama, and it's very deserving of Best Picture, but if other films have won Best Picture, we'll get to that after the commercial break.
Watch for the return of the singing naked conservative, only on the Don Stevens Show,
This guitar
on the DSP Network.
may be out of tune.
Welcome back to If Oscar Got It Right. Before I go straight to talking about what film should have won Best Picture in 1994, I'm going to give you a little review of a film that I just saw recently called Terminator Salvation. Terminator Salvation was a decent movie, not a great one, not a bad one. Before I saw it, I ended up seeing the first 3 movies. There's actually, in my book, only 2. The third one is not even good. But Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale as John Connor. All I see when I see him is Batman. Isn't that what you're thinking? Oh, Batman and the Dark Knight. And that's all you see when you see Christian Bale as John Connor in the Terminator Salvation movie. Now, for an action movie, there's a lot of really good sequences, and there's a little surprise towards the end there. Not really a surprise, but, you know, people think of it as a surprise. But it's a decent movie, like I said, and not a great one. Where it ranks is Terminator 2, Judgment Day, the best. Terminator, second best. Terminator Salvation, the third. And then the Terminator Rise of the Machines, whatever. You take that out. So, when I get back, we will talk about what film should have won Best Picture in 1994.
Hi, I'm Don Stevens, and not a single scientific study has disproven the fact that female viewership will certainly go up if I strip during a commercial. So right now, in front of you, for your very benefit, ladies, and to increase my female viewership, I'm taking off my clothes. Here I go. It's time for me to get totally naked so that you'll watch the Don Stevens Show here at donstevens.net or wherever else you may find it. Oh, man, the power's out.
Hi, and welcome back to If Oscar Got It Right. As you just known, that Forrest Gump won Best Picture in 1994. But what really should have won Best Picture in 1994? Well, I'll tell you. The 5 nominees for Best Picture in 1994 were 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Quiz Show, The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, and Forrest Gump. Now, Forrest Gump won, but the 2 films that come out to me that I really like to talk about are Pulp Fiction and The Shawshank Redemption. Now, I like both of those films almost as equally well, but when it comes right down to it, I believe that Pulp Fiction is a little bit better than The Shawshank Redemption. Because when that movie came out, Pulp Fiction came out, it was a phenomenal film. It was the highest grossing film for an indie. It's just, you know, critically acclaimed, and I ended up seeing it. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on video, and I watched it every day for like weeks, maybe even a month, and didn't know anything about The Shawshank Redemption. So, in conclusion to that story, I fell in love with Pulp Fiction before I fell in love with The Shawshank Redemption. So that's probably the reason why I like Pulp Fiction a little bit more than The Shawshank Redemption. Even though that The Shawshank Redemption is a great film, great, I think it took a little bit longer for people to find it, for it to become a popular film. It's more popular now than it was when it was released. Probably took about 3 or 4 years, and people were starting to discover that film in the late 90s, 99, probably 2000. And it's okay, but the scenes in Pulp Fiction are just so dramatic and so strong. You got, Quentin Tarantino as best, and but before any of that, I must cut to a commercial break.
I'm not saying that you can't have a good time without drinking beer while you're watching the Don Stevens Show and taking part in the awesome movement that is the beer drinking ride. But why take a chance?
Hi, and welcome back to the conclusion of If Oscar Got It Right. And as we know, we're talking about the film that won Best Picture in 1984 was Forrest Gump. We're now going to say what I believe the film that should have won Best Picture, and as you guessed it, Pulp Fiction should have won. That's right. The Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta, Bruce Willis action thriller film should have won over the Tom Hanks Forrest Gump movie. But now, so even though that I still like The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction is the better film. That is all today that I have to talk about If Oscar Got It Right for 1994. For the next segment, it will be 1941. The Best Picture for 1941, we'll just say that it was How Green Was My Valley. But more on that next time. And I would like to end this segment with a quote from the movie, and that is, "Are you a god?" That, sir, is from Ghostbusters. Thank you, and next time, au revoir.
This is DSP.